Why do so many female characters get killed off just to motivate a male protagonist? It's time to nerd out. Think about it. How many times have you seen a woman get killed in a movie which causes the male protagonist, whether it's their father, husband, or brother, to go off on a big adventure to get revenge? Female characters are often killed off in a horrible manner in order to cause serious anguish and motivate a male character. It's a common lazy writing trope used to make a male protagonist have a sufficient motivation and emotional righteousness when going after a story's villain. It's not enough for a character to just be morally right, they have to have a personal vendetta fueled by anger as well. This trope is called fridging, named after a storyline in Green Lantern where Lantern Kyle Rayner's girlfriend is murdered and has her corpse literally stuffed into a fridge for Kyle to find. Ugh. While the term was originally referred to women being killed off as a motivator, it's expanded to include any character, usually women, targeted by the antagonist who kills, rapes, abuses, or incapacitates them, and that motivates the main protagonist to action. The term was popularized by comic book writer Gail Simone in her website, Women in Refrigerators, where she listed the numerous instances of female characters being killed off as a plot device. It's an incredibly common trope. Think how many shows, movies, and comics have done this. Seven, The Punisher, The Dark Knight, How I Met Your Mother, Thor: The Dark World, Doctor Who, Mr. Robot, X-Men, The Last of Us, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Deadpool 2, Avengers: Infinity War, Supernatural, Arrow, numerous times, James Bond, also numerous times, Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. To motivate the same character. How much angst and anguish can one character have? Alright, it's Anakin Skywalker, so a lot. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. It's not a terrible storyline in and of itself, but the story has been done to death, no pun intended. Yet, the fact that it's completely overused is not the only reason that this trope is a sign of incredibly lazy writing. For one, it is telling that this fridging trope is primarily used to kill off female characters in favor of male ones. Also, by fridging a character, you just give your protagonist cheap and easy anger while devaluing and wasting a character in the process, instead of giving the villain something unique to do that can involve all three characters in a much more complicated story. Getting revenge can be a powerful and sometimes interesting motivator, but it's ultimately rather a dull and unnuanced character motivation. If you want to understand how ingrained this trope is in our minds, just take a look at how powerful a story is when this trope gets subverted. Captain America essentially fridged himself, enabling female character Agent Carter to grow in her own TV show and eventually found the agency S.H.I.E.L.D., which Captain America himself would later work for. Game of Thrones is a show that gains much of its power by subverting this type of trope. Male character Ned Stark's death shocked the world that motivated dozens of the story's characters. The powerful male warrior Khal Drogo dies, enabling his wife Daenerys to fulfill a wonderful arc, becoming the queen of an entire continent. And after blowing up the Sept, Queen Cersei should be celebrating her greatest triumph, yet when her son kills himself, she is emotionally shattered. The Red Wedding subverted this trope even further. Robb Stark's wife was murdered, causing us to think that her death would motivate him to get revenge, hence becoming another example of the fridging trope. So we are still even more shocked when Robb dies just minutes later. It is so clear that this trope needs to change. And I, for one, am ready for something new and exciting to finally be told.